What's up, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing day today. I am Peter Cole, and today I'm bringing you a special video that I have been waiting to make for a long time. Some of you guys have been following me for a little while know that I just hit 800 subscribers. And before I get into the video, I just have to say thank you guys so much for this goal. You don't understand how much it means to me that 800 of you guys have decided you want to watch my video, you want to be a part of the community, and the amazing outpouring of love that you guys have shown me over this past year. I really can't express how much it means to me, some of the messages you guys have given me, and the fact that so many of you guys have drawn me pictures or drawn me sketches or drawn me so many awesome things, and I can't tell you guys how appreciative of everything you guys do for me I am. Whether it's on Instagram or commenting on my things on YouTube, talking in my communities, commenting on my posts, saying stuff. The reason I do YouTube is for you guys, and I've seen people who have struggled to get even to 100 subscribers before, and the fact that you guys have gotten me to 800 already, it's unbelievable. For a long time, I never expected anything like this could even happen, and so the fact that I'm here right now, we're going towards 1,000. I think as recording this, I'm about 814 subscribers, 14 more than 800 already. That's incredible. You guys have shown me so much support, and I just want you guys to know how much you mean to me. Because the fact that you guys watch all my videos, and even if you don't watch some series, that you keep coming back to the channel and keep enjoying it, keep commenting on it, you guys make this worth it for me. I love the fact that we are building this awesome community. At the end of every one of my videos, I say, let's continue to create the greatest gaming community in the world, and we're building that. It's just such an awesome thing, and I'm so happy that I can do this for you guys and be here with you guys. And I'm going to be answering your questions here in this video, and it's awesome that I have people to answer their questions. It's awesome that you guys are actually here to get your questions answered. Before I started a YouTube channel, I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have a YouTube channel, I had only people I knew on Facebook, and now I have a community where I have over 7,000 followers on Instagram, and I have 800 subscribers on YouTube. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that you guys want to be a part for this journey. And I did my recent update video, I think it was like a week or so ago. I'm doing a lot of new things on the channel, and I'm doing it for you guys because I want to make the content that you guys want, but I also want to continue to form this channel around what you guys want to see. So make sure you let me know if you have any ideas for what you want to see. Comment to me on a video, comment on my Instagram, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever it is. I'm always open to you guys' opinions, and this channel is as much yours as it is mine. And so always give your feedback and tell me what you want to see and what you want to know, because you guys are the reason that I do what I do. All right, so I posted this picture on my Instagram asking you guys what questions you wanted answered. You guys posted a bunch of different questions. I'm gonna go through and try to answer every single one of them. If there's any of you guys that have been around since I believe it was 200 subscribers, I did a Q&A then, and some of the questions that were asked here were asked again, but by different people. But I still want to answer those questions because I have a lot more people in the audience now. A lot more people have joined the community that did not know these questions, and since that was so long ago and I posted so many videos, it might be hard to find. And so I'm going to answer even those same questions again. I might say something a little bit different. I don't know. My opinions could have changed. So I'm actually really excited for you guys to see, just like I am, what my answers to these are. I haven't actually read through all of them, so I'm going to go into some of these blind, read them, be like, all right, well, gotta answer it. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the questions. I lied. There is a little bit more further ado. I might butcher some of your names, and if I do that, I am really sorry. So, because some names are easy, some names are very difficult, and I apologize in advance if I mess up your name. All right, question number one comes from Lismelby. I'm saying, all right, first one. See, I've already messed it up. I apologize. And they asked, what was the first video game you ever played? So the first video game I ever remember playing, I might have played one before this, but the first video game I ever remember playing is Sonic the Hedgehog. And it was the original Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember Green Hill Zone. I remember watching my dad play it actually and wanting to play it myself. I was so young, like 3, 4, like barely able to hold the controller and actually do well, and I couldn't do well. I never beat the level at that age, but I did play. I do remember that's my first memory of video games. When I was young, that was the game I played a lot because it was my first memory of a video game. So that was the first game I ever actually played. Like I said, I could have played other ones. I remember very early playing Game Boy Color and original Game Boy games. My dad had a Nintendo 64. I was born in 1994, so he probably got it a few years after that. And so I had a Nintendo 64 as well growing up, and I played games on that too, but the first game I ever remember playing is Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis. Rowan Thomas asks, best game meme. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest memer in the world, but my favorite ones that I see all the time, I posted a few on my channel, are going to be ones like this, and like this. And the reason these are my favorite is because I like memes that show kind of the contradictory nature of video games, or things I just think are obnoxious, like, oh yeah, you're able to shoot up 100 people and not get in any trouble. Like, I think it's funny seeing those things, because when we play games, we use suspension of disbelief to enjoy the game, which basically means, obviously in these games, you're not going to be able to get shot 100 times and live, and it's going to be fake. But suspension of disbelief is basically where you take away the, like, oh, this can't be real, this is so fake, it's a video game, to enjoy it. Because every video game has something you could just, if you just sat there like, oh, obviously you couldn't get hit by 100 shots like that, oh, obviously you wouldn't kill that, you'd get so tired of the game and it'd be like, oh, this is too fake, I can't play it. So it is fun to see those memes sometimes where the meme is like, hey, why can Kratos from God of War literally be a god but can't break wooden doors? So I enjoy those kind of memes. I know it's not like super creative and I don't have the funniest meme ever, but those are my favorite type of memes. So you guys have those memes? Don't be afraid to send them to me, because I always enjoy them. I also like memes about classic game. I have one on my Instagram page. It's the classic green pipe joke from Mario. You don't even know what the world looks like because you go through the green pipe. Like, those are really fun too, because they're from my childhood. Early classic retro game memes are also awesome because I can appreciate most of them. All right, the next one is from That Obi Girl, and she asks, when did you decide that you wanted to be a YouTuber? So this is kind of a loaded question, because I actually was a YouTuber before this channel. However, I wasn't actually a YouTuber the way I am now. What I did is, back with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I actually filmed on a really old crappy Walmart camera. I filmed myself chaining Pokemon to catch shinies, and I'm sure most of you guys have no idea what that means. You could probably look it up on YouTube if you really are interested, but basically there was a thing at the bottom of the DS where you could chain Pokemon. You'd, like, a patch would shake. I don't remember what the thing in the thing was called. It was like, at the bottom of the DS you had, so the top of the DS showed the game screen, and the bottom of the DS you had, like, the thing you could flip through, and it had all these different functions. Like, one was your inventory. One of them was this thing where you'd walk into tall grass and you'd press it and the grass would shake, and wherever the grass shook, there'd be a Pokemon inside. And if you went in and you killed that Pokemon, I guess you don't kill them, you just knocked out that Pokemon, at the bottom it would show a little picture of the Pokemon. It would say 1, and you could go through 2, 3, 4, and you have to keep getting the same Pokemon. But if you broke your chain by finding another Pokemon, you'd have to start over. And if you got to 40, it was a guaranteed shiny. After, if you just kept going back and forth long enough, there'd be a patch that would shake and it'd be glittery, and it was a guaranteed shiny Pokemon. And so what I would do is, I'd get to 40, I would just walk back and forth, and I'd be filming it, and eventually I'd get the shaky patch and I'd be filming that. So what I would do is I would cut the video down to about a little bit before the shaky patch happened, go to the shiny patch, walk into it, catch the shiny, end the episode. I never talked. It was just me doing it. It looked super ridiculous. So I did do YouTube that way and had a little bit of experience with that. Not much though. I eventually quit that, and then it was years and years later that I started this channel. But I know you're asking why this channel started, not why that original channel started. And the reason was actually because I love playing games, and I've been watching YouTubers for a long time, and I just got to the point where I was like, why am I only watching these YouTubers when I could be doing this? They have these amazing communities, they've changed lives, they do all these charity events, make millions of dollars for these charities, and they really care about playing video games, and they can do this for a living, but also create these amazing communities. That's why I knew that I needed to do this. I was like, I already play games. I'm gonna stop playing games, not on YouTube. Play everything only on YouTube. And so actually, since I've started my YouTube channel, I've only played games 2 or 3 times outside of actually filming a YouTube video. And that was because I needed to get to a certain part or do a certain thing in that game to do that YouTube video. So it's actually pretty crazy for me, because I didn't expect my YouTube channel to blow up like this. I just said, I want to start doing this. I want to be able to make these communities like these people are. And it happened. And I'm so happy that it's blown up to where it is now. I try to post 2 videos a day, and it's so awesome because you guys watch them, and I get to play almost as much games as I played before, if not more, but then also have this channel around it with a community of you guys, and that's what made me want to be a YouTuber. So I decided a little bit before I started my YouTube channel, which was August 31st of 2016, and it was probably about a month and a half before that I decided I wanted to do the channel, and it was just me figuring out how I was going to do it. I did tons of research beforehand to figure out how to set up my channel in the beginning, what to do, how to do thumbnails, how to do good editing, right editing software. I probably spent a couple weeks doing that. Then I spent a couple weeks writing scripts for my first few videos because I did some how-to videos at the beginning and stuff. And I'm bringing that kind of stuff back now because that was so enjoyable and you guys like that so much, and they're still getting views today. And so I want to do stuff like that again, but I did spend time doing that. And then actually preparing the channel, doing the channel art. My profile picture at the time. All that kind of stuff took a while as well, but it's probably a month and a half. So I would say somewhere around summer 2016 is when I decided that, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a YouTuber. All right, so the next question comes from Adam Bodick, and he says, what's the best game you've ever played? And so I'm actually going to tie this in with another question, and that would be the question asked by That Sad He. Sorry if that's not how you pronounce it. I think that's what you were going for there, but sorry again. Who says, what's your favorite video game? And so the reason that I want to put these together is because sometimes it's hard to separate the two. For me, I'm going to say what is the best video game I've ever played as what do I think is actually the best video game, not my favorite, but what I think takes what I love about video games most, takes what I think is good about video games most, and makes them into an awesome thing, and what is my favorite video game. And last time I did the 200 subscribers question video, I said I have two kind of favorite games, one based off of modern, what I like, and one based off of my past, and I actually decided that those two are separate. And what they are is the modern one is what I think is the best game, and my favorite game of all time is the other one. And so to kind of explain a little bit better what I mean, the best game I've ever played is Witcher 3. And the reason I say that is because Witcher 3 takes everything that I love about video games. It has an amazing open world that feels lived in. There, everywhere you turn, there is something going on. There's something there. It feels like an actual world. You have intense characters who all have amazing writing. The writing in The Witcher 3 is some of the best writing in any game ever. And each of these characters has a story arc and development. And even the people, the civilians and the cities, which the cities are incredible, by the way. Some of the best cities in video games ever, especially because they feel like they're real cities and they're scaled and it's incredible. But anyway, the civilians even feel like real people, and some of the stuff they do, the events, the actual story is unbelievable. I love the combat. The combat's probably the weakest point, but I love it, and I don't think it's very weak, but some people just aren't super into combat, but I think The Witcher's combat's amazing personally. I love the different signs. You have the two swords for each different type. You have regular human people, that kind of stuff, and then you have the silver sword for monsters. There's everything about that game I just think is, the graphics are beautiful, the music is beautiful, everything about that game I just think takes everything that's great about games and made it into something awesome. I can't think of a game that surpasses The Witcher in what I love about games. It has every part of it, every aspect of it is the cumulative effects of what people have been working towards in video games. So when Fallout 4 came out after Witcher, I thought maybe this will usurp it. It didn't. For a long time, Fallout 3 was the best game I ever played. And that was because it was the game that really showed me, wow, this is what open worlds are. There's so much that I can pick up every single pencil. Like, I can literally do anything in this game. And Witcher passed it. Even though Witcher doesn't have some of the aspects that I loved about Fallout 3, it took everything I love about video games and made them perfect. And so, for me, that's why Witcher holds that spot. Now, for my favorite game of all time, this is interesting because actually, both of the best game ever and my favorite game of all time could be beat by Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have yet to finish this game. I'm only 6 or 7 episodes in right now, and like I said, I only play with my YouTube videos, so I've only played as far as my YouTube videos I've gotten. And I think, if I'm correct, the Legend of Zelda Episode 6 will go up before this video on the same day, and that will be the farthest I am in Zelda right now. But anyway, that game, Breath of the Wild, could potentially knock out both of those and be the best game and my favorite game of all time. I'm not sure yet though, because to beat The Witcher, it has to do a lot. And so far, it's not there yet because the story and characters aren't incredible, but that's only because I haven't really seen any of the story and characters. So we will see as time goes on. But my favorite game of all time, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, for a few reasons. This was the first game that I ever beat. It was also the first game I ever really got into, and I was old enough to comprehend what was going on. That game has a place in my heart that I can't even, no other game has, and that game was my childhood. I am a super Zelda nerd because of that game, and I have a ton of Zelda merchandise. You won't see it on my things right now because I don't have it here where I am, but I have a ton of Zelda merchandise. I love Zelda so much. I have Zelda shirts, I have clothing, I have figures and statues and games, and I love Zelda. Eventually I'm gonna have Zelda everything, so that will be down in the eventual future. But the Legend of Zelda, and when I say Zelda, I don't mean Princess Zelda when I was saying that back there. I meant actual Legend of Zelda stuff. Link figures I have more of. I do have some actual Princess Zelda stuff too, but just Legend of Zelda stuff in general, that though I have such a bond with that, and that's because of Ocarina of Time. That was the game that when I was so young showed me like, wow, this is what games can be. When I remember that game in my head, I mean, I know it's not like this and I can see what it really looks like, but like my feelings towards it are like what Breath of the Wild looks like now. Like it's this amazing open world game with huge areas to go in and cities full of people and everything. And I know it's not that, but that's what it was like to me then. Like going into the Goron city and seeing it was multiple levels, and the Gorons there's a big Goron rolling around, and they all have their own voice, and there's the crazy music. And then you go to the Zora's domain, which is a totally different thing. Like literally, if everything about it felt different. The dungeons, like being inside of a giant whale and a tree, and then of course all of the forest, all the temples later on, the forest temple, the water temple. You go through all those different temples. That game was so meticulously put together, and it was so incredible to play and beat. That game is my favorite game of all time. Breath of the Wild might beat it, but it's gonna be a hard sell because that was my childhood, and this is like, I feel like Breath of the Wild is what I've always dreamed of, but obviously I haven't got very far in it yet. When I go through the dungeons and when I've met all the different races in the game and I've done everything, then maybe we'll see. But it was like Wind Waker. When Wind Waker came out, I thought that game was gonna beat out Ocarina of Time. I really thought it was going to beat out, but it didn't. Wind Waker is incredible, and so is Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is incredible too. Neither of them beat Ocarina of Time for me. So Breath of the Wild has that potential. Don't know yet though. All right, so 017 Jr. asks 2 questions. First is, what is your Snapchat? And it is, I am Peter Cole. And the other question he asked is, what is your dream car? And my dream car is, as of now, a Tesla Model S. I'm very big on sustainability, clean environment, clean energy, stuff like that. I love the work Tesla's doing, especially Elon Musk. Elon Musk is an incredible person. The things he's doing with SpaceX, like doing stuff with rockets not even NASA has done, like he's an incredible person. And the whole company of Tesla is awesome, but a Tesla Model S, until they make a better car than that, that is the one I want, because it runs on electricity, and so it's a lot cheaper in the long run, even though it's expensive to actually buy, less parts to replace. It's like a luxury car, but also a sports car. Everything about it is awesome. That is my dream car. When I have that car, all right, so I know I'm not going to pronounce this name right. It's Eogonum 2003? Probably not. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And they said best kill streak. Ooh, so best kill streak. I'm going to say my best kill streak was in Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty, because I loved Modern Warfare 2. That game, I prestiged to like prestige 7 or 8, and I think you could prestige to 10 in that game. I was really in love with that game. I haven't gotten into a Call of Duty since like that. I've played Call of Duty since. I've played Battlefield. I've played Titanfall, all these games, but that game I was super into. And I got to a 28 or 29 because I got the nuke, which was at 25 in that game. I believe my memory serves right. It was at 25. And if you use the nuke, it would end the game after whatever it was, 10 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever. And I got the nuke, and I was like, I'm not going to use it until I go to my kill streak, because it was only partway through the game. And so I eventually think I got like 3 or 4 more kills, got kills, lost my kill streak, and then used the nuke when I respawned. But I'm pretty sure it was around 28 to 29, something like that. I was really proud of myself. I mean, I got a few nukes in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I played that game for so long. At that point, you should have gotten a few nukes if you've gotten to prestige 8 or 9, but yeah, I got really far, and probably at 28 or 29 is my best kill streak. I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, I'm not great at multiplayer games, so for me, that's a really good kill streak. One of my friends could get a nuke almost every round. He wasn't cheating. He was basically MLG without being MLG, and it was insane to watch. So when I finally got to his level, I was like, yes, I can't believe I did this. All right, Rippolini asks, which TES, which I'm assuming is the Elder Scrolls game, is your favorite? And if it is, Oblivion is my favorite. Now, a lot of people, Skyrim is their favorite, and I get why. One of the reasons I think is because a lot of people didn't play Oblivion when it first came out and were old enough to really appreciate the game that it is, and also don't appreciate it for the same reason I appreciate it. A lot of people appreciate Skyrim because it's so beautiful, and especially with mods, that game it can be unbelievably gorgeous. It's modern, it looks great, it's super fun to play, there's a lot of awesome aspects to it. None of that isn't true. Skyrim is an incredible game. I think Skyrim and Morrowind are actually tied for second place for totally different reasons. But the reason Oblivion's actually my favorite is because I feel like it's right in between Morrowind and Skyrim in a perfect way, where there's a lot of lore, there's a lot of high fantasy. It's very, the saturation and color, contrast is brought way higher up than Skyrim. Skyrim looks very realistic, whereas Oblivion feels like a fantasy game. And that game with mods, super fantasy game. It's amazing. It just feels more like high fantasy, and Skyrim feels like more realistic fantasy. And I like the high fantasy stuff better. That's actually my favorite type of anything, is high fantasy. That's why I like games like The Witcher so much, because even though it has realistic stuff, it does have the crazy Nordic mythology animals and all that kind of stuff, all kinds of magic and crazy stuff. Whereas Skyrim feels like more of a grounded, realistic experience, regular hunting and doing stuff like that. When I was playing through Oblivion, everything felt like it was over the top high fantasy. Morrowind was great, and I love Morrowind, but the thing I like about Oblivion is that even now it's still easy to go back and play for people who are new to the series. Morrowind is hard to get into, but I do believe Oblivion holds up. Yeah, it's clunky, and yeah, I mean, it's not, there's tons of glitches, and the combat isn't great, but they never really are in any of Bethesda's games. But the story in Oblivion, I love the guilds way more in Oblivion than I do in Skyrim. And I know some people are going to be aghast at that, but I just think they're so much more interesting. I love that they're more formed. Like in Skyrim, everything's like almost at its end. The Thieves Guild is basically destroyed. The Dark Brotherhood is not even the real Dark Brotherhood. Astrid took over like a fake one and made it herself, and you're kind of forming it at the end. And at the end, there's 3 people left. Everything, I don't know. I think that the guilds in Oblivion are my favorite. I love the storylines. I love the characters in it. So I don't know. I think Oblivion is my favorite for those reasons. High fantasy. I loved the story. I loved the guild. I loved the world. I think the world feels much more magical and high fantasy and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff makes me really happy about it. I mean, there were things that Skyrim did 100 times better than Oblivion, of course, but Oblivion just has that special place in my heart. All right, Lilybell4 asks a question, and I'm gonna feel weird on this one because I love Undertale, but I might not pronounce the characters' names right. And that's because I don't really watch too much of other people's content, specifically because I don't want to get, for experiences like Undertale, I like my own experience. Eventually I might go watch other people's stuff, but I have a very special connection with that game. And so it's hard for me to go watch other people's content because that game holds such a special place in my heart. And I don't want to change things or learn new things, something, because how I felt about it is very potent. And so Lilybell4 asks, which Undertale theme is your favorite? And I would have to say anything that has to do with Oriel, or Oriel. I think that's how you say her name. I hope that's how you say her name. Oriel, whatever. Anything that has to do with her, especially when you go into the king's house at the end of the game and that theme comes on. If you go watch the episode, which I'll link here. Link here? I'm gonna say link here. Maybe on this one, maybe on this one. I think it's right here though. Anyway, I'll link it there. You can go watch that episode. When I get there, I say something along the lines of like, this is too much for me, like I'm so in my feels right now, or something like that, because it's so emotional. And for anyone who's played Undertale, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope when themes you just meant songs and not boss themes, because if we're talking about boss themes, I'm not entirely sure who I would pick. But yeah, anything to do with Oriel, especially the song at the end when you go into the king's house and it's that song. Oh my gosh, I almost died. Even to this day, if I get to that part, it's still like my heartstrings are torn out when that comes on. 3 Dead Dreams asks, if you had to play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, that is a hard question. A lot of people want to pick their favorite game because they're like, oh man, I would just love to play Ocarina of Time, or like, I would love to play Super Mario 3D World. The problem is with one game for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter how much you love a game, after you've played it 10, 20, 30 times, you might not want to keep playing it. Now, there's some people that like a game where they play it 3 times every year, or they play it at least once every year. I get how they could want to play that game for the rest of their life, but those people also don't end up playing just that game. They play other games too. So for me, it has to be a game with a lot of replay value, where I could continuously play it and have new experiences, or it just be really fun. It's hard to say though, because there's a lot of games where, like, if they were more fleshed out, a game like Pokemon Go on the phone, if Pokemon Go had every single Pokemon in it that so far, like, what is there, 1,000 Pokemon, and they also kept expanding them every year or whatever, that would be amazing, because you never complete it. It would be awesome, and you can play it anywhere you go. So that'd be something that would be enjoyable, but as Pokemon Go is right now, not even a chance I would pick that game. I really don't know. I mean, there's a problem. I want to say like an open world game, but the problem with that is that once you find everything, there isn't much to do. You know, I'd probably have to go retro. I'd probably have to do something that had a lot of replay value that's just fun to play gameplay wise. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I can choose a game, just one single game that I could play for the rest of my life. I don't think there's one I enjoy enough that if a gun was put to my head, I would choose. I'd be like, you gotta give me a minute, you gotta give me a minute, and then I'd sit there and I'd panic and I wouldn't be able to think. Because I'm trying to think of every game I've ever played. If there's anyone that I always go back to, I'd love to play. It would probably be a Nintendo game, an old Mario game or something like that that had retro, just jumping around, having fun type of stuff. Maybe something like Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or something like that. Because assuming I could play it with someone else, Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or something I could probably play for my whole life. I'd master every single character on Mario Kart. I'd master every single kart, every single character, every single variant. On Smash, I would do every single character, learn to become best at all of them. You know what? Yeah, guys, I lied. I'm gonna pick Smash, the newest Smash. And I'm gonna pick that because in the newest Super Smash Bros. There's so many characters, so many. I could spend my entire life trying to master some of them, and it would probably take me years to get good at some of them that I suck at. So yeah, going with Super Smash Bros. Done, picked. All right, I know I'm not gonna pronounce this name correctly. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna say it's Gemma Petrucci? How do you, Petrucci? Petrucci? Is that how you do the 2 C's? Ah, man, I don't know. I want to say it's ch. The 2 C's is a ch. I don't know. I'm sorry. By the way, I didn't mention, if I look over here to the right, if I'm looking this way, it's because that's where I have the questions. I didn't mention that earlier on, so you might be like, why is he looking over there? That'd be why. Gemma Petrucci, I want to say, something like that, Petrucci. Man, I'm embarrassing myself to no end, guys. They asked, who is your biggest inspiration in all of YouTube? 100% hands down Jacksepticeye, no doubt about it. And the reason why that is because I think Jacksepticeye embodies exactly what I want to be in a YouTuber. We do have different type of content. I mean, we both do Let's Plays and stuff. He's much more vulgar than me, and not necessarily in a bad way. That's just who he is, but I'm not. I actually don't really cuss at all on my channel. I try not to. But even though we have different content, I mean, I'm nowhere near, as you can tell from this, I'm nowhere near as energetic as he is, just because I think that's something special and unique to him. And even if I was trying to, not only would I be faking it, but you shouldn't, if you're doing YouTube, you should never try to replace someone or do what someone else is doing. I'm being me, and he's being him. And so we do have different types of content, but I want to be like Jacksepticeye. Well, what do I mean by that? He is at 15 million plus subscribers with over 7 billion views on his videos. I hope you guys can grasp how ridiculously high that is. He is still so genuine and so humble. He's still so the same person. He's always trying to say, you know, like, I don't want to say this because I don't want to brag, and like, I don't want to do the stuff and make it run like a business. He cares. It's all about his community and his fans. Even when he has millions of people, where noticing 1 or 2 people is so hard for him, he still cares so much. He's so genuine. He's so humble. He never sold out. He still cares so much. And that's why I want to be like Jacksepticeye. He's changed so many lives. He cares about people so much. I've read hundreds and hundreds of things written to him about how people have changed his life and he's saved people, and that he's been able to be that people's place to go in dark times. And that's what I want to create here. I want to create a community like Jacksepticeye's. Sean, what's his real name, I'm sure basically all of you guys know that, he really cares about his community, and that's why I wanted to create the greatest gaming community in the world, is because I want to continue on that and expand upon that and make my own section where I'm sure there'll be a ton of overlap, as there is with all of the bigger YouTubers, but where I can make an amazing community just like that, with friends that are bonded through the community, where people can come and watch my videos and feel their stress and be able to cope and be able to feel their depression lifting off of them. And also for those moments to have something to take their mind off of things, but more than that, to have people to talk with. I see so many fan pages and people who have bonded and have shared experiences and helped each other through problems, and that's what I want to create here. That's why I started YouTube in the first place, is because I want to create the greatest gaming community in the world. And Jacksepticeye, I think, is the archetype of who I want to be eventually on YouTube. I will never be Jacksepticeye, and I don't expect to. Like I said, my content's never going to be like his, because we're not the same, but I do want to have his same core values, being humble, being genuine, caring about the community, and creating a community of people who love video games but love each other too. Just an amazing community that cares and changes lives, and I can change people's lives too. Since I was young, I wanted to be able to change people's lives, and so I hope that right now I've helped out some of you guys and been able to change some of your lives, and that I can continue to do that for more and more people as time goes on. So by far, 100%, Jacksepticeye showed me that even a regular person with a big, good heart can make it in a world that glorifies greed and hate and all of that kind of stuff, that you can still be a great, humble, genuine person and be able to be successful and be famous. So that's what I want to do, and that's why he's been able to be such an inspiration to me, because I want to change lives and create the community that he has. All right, so Shadowlight12378 has a few questions for me. The first is opinions on LGBTQ plus people, men and women. I don't exactly know what the context of this question is, but I'm of the opinion that everyone should be able to do what they want, in the sense that we all have our free agency, we all have our ability to choose for ourselves, and if you have those feelings, if you want to be with someone else, or you be with whoever you want, you know, that's, I just, the only thing I guess I would say, I'd say I'm supportive, you know, like I have nothing against anyone. The one thing I would say, and this isn't just with LGBTQ people, but with all people in general, is if you're part of any kind of community, any group of people, don't hate on other groups, don't attack other groups. If someone doesn't agree with you, don't attack them. If someone doesn't like what you are, it's different standing up for yourself. Like if someone attacks you, it's different to stand up, but don't ever, like, if someone disagrees with who you are, there's a lot of people that are against LGBTQ, there's a lot of people that are against different religions, political factions. Don't fight with people, don't attack people. Spread positivity no matter what community you're in, what group of people you belong to, what religion, what stance. Spread positivity, don't fight. Spread awareness, spread knowledge, spread wisdom, spread positivity. Don't be someone that goes out there and attacks people, because anytime you attack someone or you spread negativity, you're bringing down your cause, you're not lifting it up. And we've seen that a lot recently with protests. There have been some amazingly effective and beautiful protests, like the Women's March earlier this year, and then there have been other protests which are horrible, like the Evergreen College protest, which is all about shouting and anger and going to the dean's office telling them we're not going to turn in our homework and stuff. Like, it's not, they weren't trying to do anything beneficial. They were trying to be mean. They cornered people, they screamed at people, they shouted, and it doesn't matter that if they were in the right for the right reason or not, because how they went about it was wrong. There are plenty of people that they could say, hey, I don't like this person, I'm gonna go tell them, but it's in the delivery of it. Spread positivity, spread knowledge, help people to agree with you. Don't try to make it so you have to fight and argue. So that's what I would say about any community, group of people, or anything like that. Try to spread positivity and spread knowledge, and don't let hate or anger, even if it's directed at you, be sunk down to that level. Don't go to the level of those people that are negative around you. Always try to stand up for who you are and what you believe in, but don't attack people in the process. All right, so the next question from Shadowlight is, do you know your Hogwarts house? Yes, of course I know my Hogwarts house. Hufflepuff. And before any of you guys laughed, I am one of the proudest Hufflepuffs you ever know. I've got shirts, I've got ties, I've got merch, I've got all kinds of stuff. You know why? I love Hufflepuffs. I love what they represent. Generosity, love, kindness, compassion. They are the people that I feel like I am. I'm a big, cuddly, snuggly, sensitive guy, all right? And so I'm proud to be a Hufflepuff. I want to stand for truth and love and compassion, okay? I'm happy to be Hufflepuff. Just because you're in Gryffindor and you're able to be brave and courageous, or you're in Slytherin and you're the smartest of the pack, I don't care. I love my Hufflepuffs. Just kidding, guys. All the Hogwarts houses are great. So no Hogwarts discrimination here, but Hufflepuffs are the best, just saying. And the last question from Shadowlight is, are you ever going to do fan mail? My gosh, I would love to do fan mail. I just don't have any. If you guys want to send me a fan mail, if this is a thing that people are wanting to do, let me know, message me, comment me, say something to me that you want to do it, because I have to open up a PO box unless I talk to you personally and we kind of work something out. I would love to do fan mail. I just don't have people sending it to me right now. Man, when I see all these drawings people send me and stuff like that, and they show me them on Instagram and they're like, hey, I drew this for you, like, that's incredible. It's one of the greatest feelings ever to see that kind of stuff, especially fan art, because it takes so much work. It's such a beautiful and amazing thing. So first of all, if if you guys have done fan art for me, you guys are the best. I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, I would love to do fan mail. I just haven't had any sent to me. So if any of you guys want to do fan mail for me, let me know. And if there's enough of people wanting to do it, I will definitely open up a PO box or something and put that out there in my videos so you guys can send me fan mail if you want. So yes, I hope to do fan mail one day. I would love to do fan mail one day. TGI Friday 06 asks, Xbox or PlayStation? Nintendo? No, but for real, if I had to choose, it would be Nintendo. But if I choose between those two, it's a hard pick. I'd probably pick PlayStation this generation just because I think they're really nailing it in a way Xbox hasn't been for a while. And I love the Vita and stuff too. If you would have asked me midway through last gen, I would have picked Xbox 360 because they were killing it and PS3 was really struggling. I'm console agnostic, I would say. I love all of the consoles. I love all of the brands. I have a PC. I have an Xbox. I don't have PS4. I had a PS4. I'm planning on getting another one. I have a Nintendo Switch now. Like, I love all of the brands. I love all the consoles. Some are better in some ways than others. Each one has their pros and cons. So I would, if I had to pick Xbox or PlayStation, I would probably pick PlayStation now. Seeing Xbox Scorpio though, or Xbox One X as we now know it's called, does make me say I might want to go back to Xbox. However, I don't know how well that is compared to my PC. And so I guess that we're all going to see that kind of stuff in the future. I'll probably have a PS4 and Xbox One X down the road eventually. But right now I pick Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo's my classic thing my whole life. And with with Zelda being my favorite game of all time and stuff, I just have to go Nintendo. But yeah, probably PlayStation now, but really all of them. Splat Gaming YT asks, what was the funniest or a funny event that happened in high school or grade school? Man, that is a difficult question. I gotta think on this for a minute. Man, I'll be honest with you, it's really hard for me to think of a funny moment just because those weren't the best years of my life. I actually think high school is one of the darkest points in my life, and in middle school I really didn't care about school. I was totally just an outside game person and stuff like that. But I think one of the funniest moments thinking back on it was I had a friend, I believe it was in like 9th or 10th grade, and they thought they were getting, and in that time it would have been a Wii, maybe 8th grade. It was right around when Wii was coming out, and they were bragging all the time, telling everyone how they were going to get a Wii, and it was going to be so awesome, and it was for Christmas, and they were so stoked on it. It was the greatest thing. And I actually ended up going over to this friend's house for part of Christmas because my family had already opened up stuff, and I always wanted to go play with my friends for a little while on Christmas and play games or whatever and look at all our gifts and everything and then come home and spend time with my family. But we went over to this guy's house. We had a few friends with us too, and he was so stoked for his Wii. And it was so funny because we had this box and it was like the size. It was like, all right, guys, this is it. This is my Wii. And he opened it up and it was a brown box, and he's like, oh, wait, did you like order it online? And he opened it up and it was a GameCube. And man, we just about died laughing. I know it doesn't sound super funny, me just saying it, but just think about if you had a friend for like 3 months. I was telling everyone, like, I'm gonna have a Wii before you. I'm gonna get this Wii. It's gonna be great. Everyone can come over to the house and play my Wii if they want. People will start coming over to my house all the time, like over and over again. And he opens up his house and it was a GameCube. And the look of defeat and confusion and stress that was on that kid's face, I just can't. It was the best. I know it wasn't the funniest moment for you guys probably, but that was a hilarious moment for me. Like I said, those weren't the best times in my life. I actually had a lot of really bad issues that happened to me in high school, some really rough stuff. That was probably end of high school, and about a year or two afterwards were really, really rough for me. So I don't have a lot of good moments from back then, but I do have a lot of fond memories of friends and stuff like that and people that were there for me. And I do have some like that, a funny memory or two in there, but it's hard for me to think back to funny moments because a lot of the time I was just depressed and in really bad places, and it wasn't a time where I was having a lot of fun, if that makes sense. The Free Thinking Rebel, love your name by the way, asks, when are you going to dye your hair? So this is a hard question because for two reasons actually. First, I don't know that my wife would necessarily approve of me dyeing my hair. She likes my hair how it is now, but I would dye my hair for the same reason Mark or Jack dyed their hair, or other people have dyed their hair, if I had some reason for it. Maybe one day I'll do a charity thing or something where it's like, hey, if I raise $500,000, I'll dye my hair, whatever, and maybe that'll catch on. I don't know. Eventually, that's why I would probably do it. I don't think I will dye my hair a crazy color right now, just because I don't really have too much of a reason to, but if it ever happened that I could help people through it, or it could be a benefit to other people, maybe a goal, like I said, for a charity stream or something, then that would be something to consider. Kayla04 Boyd asked a question I kind of covered a little bit, said, what made you want to start YouTube? And I'll just to kind of reiterate, because I want to answer basically every question. I wanted to create an amazing community. I saw people like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, PewDiePie, people with great communities, and I thought to myself, they have these amazing communities, they've changed people's lives, they've been able to do so much for charity. Why can't I do that? Why can't I jump on YouTube and play games and do what I love already and share my passion and be able to create almost the same thing and do this kind of same stuff for people? So that is why I wanted to be able to change lives and do that kind of stuff for people as well. So what made me want to start YouTube is using what I already was doing. I already had a passion for my love for video games and all things culture of video games and everything like that. And then also being able to change lives, have this amazing community around me. And also I want to do this for a living. Like, a lot of people are like, don't start YouTube because you want to make money out of it, but I would love to be able to make money from YouTube and other things around YouTube. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. It's one thing if you're only in it for the money, which I'm not. Of course I'd like to get money from it, and I do make a little bit of money, not much right now, but if I was one day able to support myself off of YouTube and a few other little things, that would be amazing. I would love that so much. And so those reasons, I want to create a community is number one, though. Wanting to have more of you guys be around, talk to people, have people to share my love and my passion with and talk to and have conversations with. Punctuation Face asks, who's your favorite Overwatch character? I believe for me it's a tie between Junkrat and Zenyatta, and that's because Zenyatta was the first character I really played a lot. I love playing him as a healer. I'm really good at doing both Discord orbs and the other orb, the healing orb, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure it's just a healing orb. I've learned a lot with that character. I like having a kind of sniper character with accuracy and distance. And so Zenyatta is really a good character. I like him a lot. And Junkrat's the other one because I'm really good with Junkrat as well. I know how to aim things well, bounce things off walls well. I enjoy his character. I love the sounds he makes and his obnoxiousness. That's the reason I like both of them too, actually, is I love their voices. I love what they say and how they act when I'm embrace tranquility. Or Junkrat's ridiculous laugh. I'm not going to try to emulate it because I will suck. But I love both those characters for who they are as characters and gameplay wise. So Junkrat and Zenyatta are probably tied for me. All right, so I'm definitely not going to pronounce this name right. It's GG Gamojan or Gamojan, whatever. Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong as everyone else. I'm really bad at pronunciations, obviously. And they asked, do you think I'm cool? Yes, you're very cool. Nightmare Phantom Foxy asks, what's your favorite animal? Wolf. Hands down, love wolves. The reason I love the wolf so much is because it combines, I love the look. They are beautiful, majestic, amazing looking animals. And I love how they're pack mentality. They're very about multiple organization. They're very strategic. They're incredibly intelligent. I love their howls. I love everything about them. I think they're amazing, majestic, beautiful animals. And so a wolf is definitely my favorite animal, hands down. Not much could even get close to competing with it for me. I just love them so. Nightmare Phantom Foxy also asks, if you could have an exotic pet, what would it be and what would you name it? Man, that is a hard question. Exotic animal, I mean, could I have a wolf? Could that be my exotic animal? Because if I could have a wolf, I would have a wolf and I would name it probably something like, I think I'd have to name it something really obscure and very like majestic and beautiful. Like for some reason Andromeda is coming to my mind right now, but I don't think I would name a wolf that. Just something crazy like that, like Akira or something, you know, some like kind of majestic, exotic name. That's probably what I would want it to be, and I would want a wolf. If I could have a domesticated wolf, I know that's impossible to have a truly domesticated one, where even if it somehow tasted blood or something, it wouldn't have that bloodlust. Man, if I could have a wolf, oh my god. The greatest companion ever. All right, Boravok Petra, no idea if I pronounced that right, said, do you like pancakes? Of course I like pancakes. Who doesn't like pancakes? If you don't like pancakes, you're a monster. All right, Dystopian Arcade asks, do you think you'll ever play Prey 2017, Lego Worlds, or Halo 5 Guardians? Yes, I will definitely be playing Halo 5 Guardians at some point. I'll definitely be playing Lego Worlds at some point. Prey, I'm hoping to play at some point. I want to. The game looks awesome. Not 100% sure, but the other two I definitely plan on playing in the future. Funtown41 asks a similar question to that, and they ask, are you going to do a walkthrough of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle and Super Mario Odyssey? 100% yes. I am going to be playing through both of those games completely. What is the point of having a Switch if you're not going to play through the best Switch games that come out? So both of those games, I'm going to kill them both, like completely devour them. Whole game's going to be done. Don't even worry about it. If a big game's coming out on Switch, Pokken Tournament, whatever else, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm gonna play it. Don't worry about it. Don't have to ask me. It's gonna happen. Now, if it is a more obscure game, you might want to ask me because I may go over my head. I'm keep my eyes on the eShop all the time, though. I've got a bunch of games planned, even right now. But I will be playing almost every game. Mario Kart's coming up eventually. I got them all, guys. Don't worry. All right, guys, I know this has been a pretty long video. If you were still with me at the end, I super appreciate it. And if for some reason you aren't subscribed, you may want to subscribe. Tell me to get to that 900 and then eventually 1,000 and up mark, which I'm super excited for. I've got a lot planned for 1,000 subscribers that I think you guys are going to super enjoy. It's going to be an awesome time. And I love doing this. I love you guys asking questions, me being able to talk about it. And that's why I want to make more content like this, being maybe not this long and in this context, of course. I'm not going to do Q&As all the time. I'm running out of questions. But being able to talk to you guys about stuff, ask questions about stuff, do all kinds of stuff like that. I really hope I answered all your questions. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll talk with you guys down there. Also, I just hope you guys love being a part of this community. Let me know what I can do to make it better, but also what you love about it. I really would like to know what makes this community work for you and why you like it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Thanks again for 800 subscribers. You guys mean the world to me, and I can't believe I've reached this point. And here's to the future, 1,000 and beyond. Maybe one day having 15 million. That would be absolutely incredible for me and for everyone else, I think. Being able to have an awesome community of friends and allies and people that we can lean on, you know, just that's what I want to create. The best community in the world. The greatest gaming community in the world. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button for new videos every single day. And don't forget to give that like button some love. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's continue to create the greatest gaming community in the whole entire world.